My name is Nina. I'm 30, a corporate lawyer, and I left the man I was supposed to marry at the altar, with hundreds of guests watching, including his mother, who never liked me, and mine, who always told me women must endure. Let me take you back, because no one just wakes up and ruins their entire life in a single walk down the aisle. We met 4 years ago. Adrian was magnetic, charming in a way that made you forget to breathe. He ran a media company, knew everyone, said all the right things. I was the quiet one, the overachiever, always watching the room before I stepped inside it. He pursued me hard, flowers at work, voice notes that made my stomach flutter, introduced me to his friends within weeks, family within a month. I told myself it was real because it felt big, larger than anything I'd ever had. I ignored the red flags because it was easier than being alone again. The first time he raised his voice at me, it was over something small. I had worn a dress he didn't like. "You look like you're trying too hard," he'd said, brushing past me with a tone sharp enough to sting. I remember staring at myself in the mirror that night, debating whether to cry or just take the damn dress off. I chose silence. It became a pattern. He'd chip at me. A comment here, a cold shoulder there. Then the grand gestures would return. Jewelry, surprise getaways, long Instagram captions that made our relationship look perfect. I began to split into two people, the woman in the pictures and the woman in private who was always apologizing. I moved in with him 2 years ago. That's when the real unraveling started. Adrian didn't like when I worked late. He didn't like when I didn't pick up on the first ring. He accused me of flirting with a junior partner at my firm after we shared a cab from a conference. That night, he grabbed my wrist, hard, and said, "I know what kind of woman you are." I almost left then. But he cried the next morning, said his ex had cheated on him, messed up his trust, promised therapy. I believed him. Because I had to. The wedding planning began a year ago. It was my mother's dream. White roses, cathedral veil, violinists. I let her run wild with it while I quietly disassociated. I wasn't excited. I wasn't scared either. I was numb. There were moments, flickers, where I thought, maybe I'm overthinking it. Like when he'd dance with me in the kitchen or leave sticky notes on the fridge saying he loved me. But even then, it felt curated. Like he knew how to keep me just enough. 2 weeks before the wedding, I found a text. It was from his ex. "I miss you. Last weekend shouldn't have happened, but I don't regret it." I didn't confront him. I sat with it, let it rot inside me like wet wood. The night before the wedding, we were in separate rooms. Tradition. He sent me a voice note. "I can't wait to start forever with you." I stared at the wall and thought, forever with you feels like a sentence, not a vow. The morning came. Makeup, hair, heels too tight. My father squeezed my hand before we walked into the church and whispered, "You're doing the right thing." I think he meant marrying him, but the closer I got to the altar, the more I felt like I was walking toward a grave. I looked at Adrian. Perfect smile, crisp tucks, eyes that said, "Mine," and I couldn't do it. "I'm sorry," I said into the mic. "I can't marry you." Gasps. My mother clutched her chest. Adrian stepped forward, stunned. "Nina, what the hell are you doing?" I said, "I'm sorry." Then I turned, walked down that aisle, alone. But that wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part was the silence after. The messages from people who said I was dramatic, that I should have handled it privately, that I humiliated a good man. Even my therapist blinked too slowly when I told her. Adrian's friends called me emotionally unstable. His mother posted a picture of him with the caption, "A king who dodged a bullet." I blocked her. I moved out of our shared apartment 3 days later. I left the furniture, the engagement ring, the framed photos. I kept my peace. But healing wasn't linear. I didn't magically feel better because I escaped. There were nights I called his name in my sleep. Mornings I woke up with an urge to apologize. For what? I still don't know. Then, 3 months after I walked away, a letter arrived. No return address. It was from Adrian. He wrote 10 pages. I messed up. I lost the best thing I ever had. I know I broke you. I don't know if I can ever fix it, but I needed you to know. I get it now. I didn't reply. I'm still bleeding from the pain of it all. Not physically. That stopped weeks ago. But emotionally, some scars haven't faded. People say walking away from the wrong man is strength. I say it's survival. But here's the thing. Last week, I got an invitation, Adrian's engagement, to a girl I'd never heard of. It's in 2 months. Same venue. Almost the same guest list. I don't know if he's moved on, or if this is just another performance. And I don't know what haunts me more, the thought that he's repeating the same pattern, or that a small part of me still cares. Should I ignore it? Or should I show up? You tell me, because I don't think this story is over yet.